Hello world, I am back. I didn't post a video last week because I was lazy. Anyways, so today I'm going to talk about things I wish I knew before I went to college. A lot of people are going to go back to school, and a lot of people are not going to go back to school because of COVID. Luckily, Loyola decided to do online because just for the safety of others. And if you really think about it, our plan was to basically come back to campus, and then after Thanksgiving everybody gets to go home because everything would just go back to online. But if you really think about it, it's just like not reasonable to do, because if a lot of people got denied housing, then you would only come and find a place to stay for like 3 months and then leave again. Like, it's just like financially not stable, and it just doesn't make sense in general. So usually anything that's like in person is like labs and research, which is like mandatory because you really need those things, especially if you're a bio major, to graduate. So yeah, I'm like going on like so many tangents. But yes, I'm going to talk about things I wish I knew before I went to college, because I think now is the decision to think about. And obviously some of these things will not apply in our current situation because of what's going on with COVID. But I think it's still a thing to think about, especially if you are taking time off or you want to. Because I think right now, just even trying to go to school in this situation, it's just really difficult, and it's not the same, and it's not worth the money you're paying for. But yes, let me get my handy dandy notebook out. Okay, so the number one thing I would say is research. I pretty much didn't really research any of the schools that I applied to. I looked at photos, and I made sure they had my major, pretty much. And when I was researching schools, pretty much my goals were, is it far away enough, and is it in a city that I would like? Did they have my major? And just like pretty pictures. That's pretty much. I think it was like the worst research I've ever done in my entire life, and I regret it completely. Do your research. If you are looking for certain things, dig more deep. Mine were so vague, as I just told you, but just dig deep and look for any specifics that you're looking for, and go after it. Like, if you are looking for a school that needs like 3 specific things, make sure that school has that 3 specific things, because you will find a school. Like, visit the school too. Another thing I regret deeply about my research is that I didn't visit like maybe like half the schools that I applied to, and the school that I ended up going to, Loyola, I didn't even visit it. So I kind of regret not visiting the school or the city before I even came. I kind of just did it all the first day I moved here. So yeah, so do your research. Another thing is really like find someone, if you have Facebook or anything, find someone that goes to that school, and ask them how their experience is. Find someone that is studying your major, or is in a specific program that you want to be in, or just in general, just like find someone that is currently going to that school and ask how their experience is. Because when you go on a tour, obviously they're promoting the school, they want you to go here, but the school may look good on the outside, but you don't know what's truly going on the inside. So really research your school and ask anybody what their personal experience is, because if it's not good, then why would you go there? And if it's not the experience that you want, then there are 1,000 other options. So look for that. Next thing is community versus 4-year. So I didn't want to go to community college because I didn't want to stay near home. My biggest thing was that I wanted to move away so badly, but thinking about it just in all different aspects now, I wish I just wasn't so stubborn, and I wish I went to community. Not to say that I regret going to a 4-year. I had wonderful experiences coming to a 4-year university as a freshman, compared to going to community based on like friends I knew that go to community. But I would say just really think about it. I would say that if you're like undecided, maybe go to community for a year to see what you want to do. Because just like financially wise, I just don't think it's like worth it unless you go to state schools, and like state schools are like obviously cheaper. But I go to private, and so I go to private and I'm out of state, so like it was just like a lot of money, and I switched to my majors like so many times, so I kind of wish that I went to community for a little bit to just like figure out what I really wanted to do. Again, everyone's experience is different. Money, oh my god, I'm about to go on a rant with this. I just want to say, if you have money and you know your parents are going to pay for you, okay, go ahead, choose whatever school you want to go to, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think sometimes the schools you want to go to is just like not worth the money. Again, that's why I say do your research. Do they have the things you want? Like, are you willing to pay that much money to go to the school that you want? Another thing is, if you have a similar experience to me, like if you're on like financial aid, like you have financial hardships, I think that's why another thing I regret not going to community, because I feel like I would have saved myself so much money. But if you're in a similar boat to me, I would say, I know sometimes it's really stressful, but if you're like a junior or senior, like early on, calculate everything, like really think about financially, like is this going to be like for you, like financially. If you think, okay, you need to defer for a year to save some money so you can go to your dream school, do it, because it's not worth being in stress and being in school debt, and paying all this money from pocket to pocket constantly. It's just literally not worth it. I think, if my mom told me earlier that she was gonna stop helping me pay for tuition, I would have never gone to Loyola, because I don't think it would have ever been an option for me. I would have been sad, and I would have been a little mopey and a little like a bitch about it. But at the end of the day, it's just so much money. Like, you just really need to think about that. And if I can tell like my past self right now, I would say save up as much money as you can, because it will help you in the end. On top of that, if you even if tuition is paid by someone else, think about just like all the other activities you're gonna do. Like, if you can't get an on-campus job, like I highly recommend getting a job in the summer before you're about to go to college, to just save up some money for you, just in case of like emergency, or let's say you made a deal, you want to pay books by yourself and not have your parents help you, or when you meet friends like freshman year and like sophomore year, like those are the times where you make friends and you like want to live your life. So just like save up some money on the side, and have that money for those expenses that you want to do. Whatever you want to do it for yourself. Don't do it for others, because this is your life, this is not theirs, and you need to live the life that you want. So don't do it for other people. So but yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was long, but whatever decision you choose, I hope you make a great one, and I hope you have a wonderful experience. And again, everyone's experience is different, but whatever you want to do with your life, you decide to do it. So but see you guys next week for another video.